I'm going to do a little review on the Ice Cub that I got off of Amazon. You can buy this in other places. This is an ice shaver. It is really a nice machine. We've really enjoyed it. I've already made about... This thing has worked really well. There's been just a few minor problems that I've already highlighted or will highlight for you. Okay, so there are really only two major problems that we've encountered. Really not major, I should say two minor problems. And on the underneath side you will see this little screw that holds the plate, the brass plate in. As I was doing ice, one of these actually just fell off and the other one was very loose. So you're going to want to double check those and make sure they're nice and tight. The other problem is that these little rubber feet, absolutely worthless. I mean, these things just continually fell off. So what I have done is I took a this was one of those little like 2 foot by 2 foot square mats that you buy to stand on. These are a little floor mat. It's a very soft, cushy foam, and I cut it out. I set the unit down on top of it, traced around it, and then I've actually cut out little ridges for the feet to fit there in that corner. And then when you come over on this one, this is the front side actually. It's got a little lip, and I use contact cement. So I put contact cement all the way around the whole entire edge here. And then I've already put contact cement on this edge, and that pad will now fit on there. One of the things I'm going to point out is that you have to get this ice centered up. We're using 1 gallon buckets to make the ice blocks. You will have to invest in an ice pick like this. This thing, you can get them from the different snow cone suppliers. They're relatively inexpensive, but you have to use that to make the top of the ice flat and to make the bottom of the ice flat. If it is slightly off, so it's very important to keep the top and the bottom, well, mainly the bottom, not so much the top, but just get the bottom nice and level. It will cause problems. Trying to think what else. Oh, the foot pad. This right here, this is a must. They ought to include that with the machine. I cannot see just really operating it without one. This is just an on-off switch. I'll provide the information of where I bought it. I got it either on Amazon or on eBay for, I think it was 15 bucks. Just another requirement. When you're making and using this tray right here, that thing is worthless. I cannot see getting ice in that and then taking it out. We just use a big bowl just like that, stick it underneath, it'll begin to shave, and I'll go ahead and... Now you always start out with this knob right here. You have it turned clockwise. That turns the blade all the way. It basically tilts the blade down so that there's no shaving. So all the way in, there's no shaving. When you first start out and you put the ice on there, you want to start in that position. And then as you shave, you will let it out until it begins to shave the ice, and you'll have the consistency that you're looking for. I don't know if you can really tell, this ice is nice and shiny. It's been allowed to sweat. In other words, we took it out of the freezer. You allow it to sit for a little while. It begins to basically thaw, and it's a softer ice, and it will shave really well. If you pull it right out of the freezer and shave it, it just doesn't do as well. So I'm going to cut it on, do just a little bit of shaving to show you. I've already dropped this straight down. Another thing that you can see right there, those things, if that thing's turning and it comes down on your hand is gone. Probably some of the more expensive units have some type of safety mechanism, but in no way should any children be allowed to use this for that very reason. If it had a safety shield that came around and it couldn't turn on until the shield was in place, at that point, you know, even children could probably operate the machine relatively safely. But because of that, no children can operate this machine at all. Again, it's important for this ice to be centered. If it is not, it can when the thing grabs it and throws it around, it can hit the plastic. I don't know if it could ever bust it. I've had it once, the ice, when we first started using it. The ice was off balance and bam, I mean, it just started wobbling and went nuts. I quickly turned it off. But you learn when it doesn't take long to figure out what you're doing. So I'm going to start it. Now, I'll let it spin just a little bit, and then I'm going to turn this, and you'll hear it to start shave the ice. There you go, it's shaving, and I may move it up just a little bit more, and I'll just just spin this bowl, because again, you can either do them one at a time, or you can just get a big bowl of ice. But if you let it out too far, the ice is going to be very coarse. If you keep it up close, it's a real fine ice, which is going to be really the snow texture that you're looking for. And that's it. Let off the foot, and it turns off. You know, what is going to be the hardest thing is learning how much of this you're putting in a cup, how much juice or syrup you need to use. The best way to begin to really learn how much you're using, and you can count your seconds as you're pouring. I think 4 seconds in pouring on one of these is 1 ounce. But the best thing to do is use a clear Tervis tumbler, fill it with ice, and begin to pour. And you can actually see how much syrup is going to the bottom. And that's going to let you know how much syrup you should really use. Because once you start using like styrofoam cups or any other cup that's not clear, you don't want to have too much syrup, but you want to have enough. I bought the syrups from the place out of New Orleans. I can't remember the name, but it will be posted in the review. But there's a place out of Louisiana that you can buy your flavors, and basically Southern Snow. There it is, right there on the thing. This is the only way to go. If you're going to do any flavors, I mean, start out with 5 flavors. This is $9. This will make many, many gallons. I made a bucket to hold the syrup. To make simple syrup, you use 5 pounds of sugar to 1/2 gallon of water, and it's actually a little over 1/2 gallon, and that will make 1 gallon of simple syrup. So 5 pounds of sugar, 1/2 gallon of water will yield 1 gallon of simple syrup. If you boil it for about 3 to 5 minutes, that is supposed to break down the sugar and make it even have a sweeter taste. I did that. This is not for a business. This is more of a hobby and just serving, like at church events and things like that. People that are doing it for a business, you know, do what you need to be most productive. I just wanted the best flavor, and just wanted something that tasted really well. And so again, sorry for the dinner showing up there, but that's it. This is the machine. If you're looking for something that's going to produce great ice for you know, a little over $200, you cannot go wrong here. And that's it. Hope you enjoy it, and I hope it serves you well. If this machine proves to be problematic, or as we use it more and more, there's any issues that come up, then I will update the video and let you know. Hope this has been beneficial.